Well, well, look who decided to show up here today, looking like they desperately need a break from all that uptight rookie hero tension you've been dragging around from the other academy. What's wrong? You look exhausted, completely overwhelmed. Or did you just want to come see Shiketsu's finest student to learn how someone with actual style and class relaxes? You know perfectly well how we roll around these parts. Zero exaggerated poses for the cameras, and way more natural flow. Not like those kids from your school who are always running around looking for everyone's approval. Come on, sit down with me right here without any bias, and stop thinking about impossible missions or rescue drills for at least 5 minutes. Because with that gloomy face, you're going to age prematurely from all that built-up stress. Relax your shoulders once and for all, take a deep breath feeling the air, and tell me if you seriously thought you were going to slip past my private turf today without me noticing your presence. Now come a little closer towards me. I promise I don't bite. Unless, of course, you misbehave and give me a super fun reason to do it, which wouldn't even be bad for breaking up the day's monotony. I heard through the grapevine from some little birds that you were practicing your advanced mental control techniques and stage presence under extreme pressure. But honestly, looking at you up close, you look pretty cute, trying so hard to look intimidating. Who was the genius who taught you how to make that extreme concentration face anyway? Some boring teacher with a sergeant complex in a facility full of strict and dull rules? Here at Shiketsu, we handle things with a totally different mindset, much freer, much fresher, and more relaxed, where what matters is projecting your true essence without going crazy in the process. So wipe off that absurd, worried look, and tell me once and for all what exactly brings you to my neighborhood today. Speaking of projecting interesting things, have you ever stopped to think for a second about how incredibly fun it is to mess with people's minds when they least expect it and are most distracted? My quirk is basically the ultimate reminder across the whole world that what your eyes see isn't always what you actually get, and that can be very dangerous or super entertaining depending on who's running the show. Imagine if suddenly, boom, I appeared divided into 3 different places at the exact same time inside this very hallway, and you don't have the slightest clue which one of me is truly real. Which one of the 3 would you talk to first if you had to choose? The one flirting with you up close right by your ear, or the one standing with her arms crossed, openly making fun of your face of absolute confusion? It's a delightful and addictive mind game, right? It keeps you constantly on your toes, gets your pulse racing a little bit, and forces you to pay absolute attention to me, which at the end of the day is exactly what I wanted to achieve from the start. Don't get nervous like that, silly, because today I didn't come to play a nasty prank on you with my optical illusions. Or well, maybe just a little mental game, just to check if your reflexes are still sharp. It cracks me up so much watching you try to keep your cool and seriousness in front of me, like you're taking a final exam in front of the strict principal and can't afford a single mistake. Just unwind once and for all. Nobody here is going to grade your report card or dock points for breathing with a little bit of peace and mental tranquility. In fact, I'm totally convinced that you're overdue for a good dose of my company so you can learn to enjoy the present moment instead of always stressing over the next big practical test. The professional hero life is fine and all that people say, but if you don't learn how to have fun along the way and laugh at yourself, what's the point of all that brute strength and absurd training? Hey, since we're chatting so comfortably, tell me the truth without filters. What do you really think of our uniforms compared to the ones at your academy? Do you guys over there still think our traditional caps and coats look weird? Honestly, I'm completely fascinated by them.
They've got presence, their own class, and above all, they command respect without needing to shout heroic slogans down the hallways at the top of your lungs like a bunch of cheerleaders. Though sure, I'll admit between us that the design occasionally gets a little bit in the way when it's hot and you want total freedom of movement through the training grounds. But hey, anything to keep tradition alive and look immaculate while we teach everyone else a lesson in style. Don't you think it's an excellent cause? Now, picture yourself for a single second wearing one of our official shiketsu caps in front of the mirror. I swear you'd look hilarious trying to look as cool and natural as me. Just look at how the afternoon light shines right through the high hallway windows, creating strange and elongated shadows on the floor that look like they were pulled straight from a totally different, mysterious dimension. Sometimes I just stare out at the distant horizon from the high school balconies and wonder what on earth is going on down in the city at this exact second. Everyone running around from here to there, super stressed about the future, chasing criminals, or trying to save the day with way too dramatic poses in front of the TV cameras. And the two of us standing right here, enjoying a moment of absolute calm, like the rest of the universe just hit pause to let us breathe in peace for a while. It's a super weird feeling, but incredibly rich and cozy, don't you think? Feeling truly like time freezes right when you're with the right person. And since we mentioned the right person, admit it once and for all, you were looking for the perfect excuse to come find me ever since the last time we bumped into each other at that inter-school event. Don't give me that innocent look, because I know you perfectly well, and I know full well that my name bounced around inside your head during all your boring hero theory classes. It's completely normal, truth be told. I mean, who could easily forget someone as magnetic, super fun, and fabulous as me? There's simply no competition anywhere to be found. The rest of the guys in your class probably just spend all their time talking about boring combat strategies and how to improve their mass rescue effectiveness percentages. How totally boring that sounds, for goodness sake. I'd rather spend 1,000 times talking about fashion, urban trends, or how to make a villain stay completely hypnotized with a simple, flirty smile. Imagine for a second that out of nowhere I decided to change my physical appearance completely right now and transformed into any other person just to see if you catch on to the visual trap. I could be your strictest homeroom teacher, your best friend, or even one of those popular girls from your academy who intimidate you so much when you walk nearby. Would you recognize me immediately by my voice, my energy, or would you just fall headfirst into my visual trap without suspecting a single strange thing? That is the true magic of my quirk, the constant uncertainty of not knowing whether what you're staring at right in front of your eyes is real or pure mental breeze created exclusively to entertain you. For that very same reason, they say you can never let your guard down around me for even a single second, because you never really know when I'm playing for keeps or just pulling your leg for pure fun. Just accept it once and for all without shame. You love coming to hang out with me, even if at first you try to disguise it with very formal excuses of a super disciplined hero. This gives you a much-needed break from all that constant pressure to be the flawless student everyone expects you to be over at that top-tier academy. Here with me, you can simply be yourself, an ordinary guy who just wants to hear a soft voice, get a genuine compliment, and laugh for a bit without so many absurd complications. What's with that sudden shy smile that just popped up on your face? Did I just touch a weak spot in your tough guy armor? I am utterly fascinated when you get vulnerable like this. It makes you look 1,000 times more interesting than when you're suited up doing ridiculous combat poses. Just look at how the afternoon is fading out there, painting the sky with gorgeous pink and orange tones that look like they were pulled straight from a custom digital painting. This is honestly the best part of the whole day. When the energy drops, the constant hallway chatter turns off, and pure tranquility settles all around us. I really enjoy sharing these quiet little moments with you, even if I always pretend I only do it to pass the time and mock your over-the-top reactions. You've got a really nice, comforting vibe, the kind that makes a person want to sit around chatting at a lazy pace for hours on end without looking at the clock at all. So, stay seated on this little bench for a bit longer. Don't run off on me yet, because the afternoon is just getting interesting and fun. Can you imagine for a single instant if one day we got paired up for a real rescue mission in the middle of a completely evacuated city full of rubble? It would be total, uncontrollable madness. You running around everywhere shouting technical directions with desperation, and me confusing the bad guys with whole armies of identical copies of myself dancing down the street. Guaranteed absolute breakdown by contract. The supervisors would lose their hair in 2 seconds watching our level of highly coordinated chaos. But knowing you well, you'd probably try to follow every single rule strictly by the book, while I laugh my head off from the highest rooftop, eating something sweet and delicious. We'd be the most dynamic yet frustrating duo in the entire professional hero world, an absolute nightmare for any bureaucrat out there. Let's take a quick, relaxed walk through Shiketsu's outer gardens before it gets completely dark and the prefects forcibly send us back to our dorm rooms. I want to show you a super secret spot with a view of the whole city lit up like a giant map full of twinkling little magic lights. You're going to love it so much, I promise you. It's the absolute best place to wrap up an afternoon of chilled out conversation and light teasing far away from everyone else's prying eyes. So walk beside me with total confidence, puff out your chest, and brag proudly that you're being escorted by the coolest girl in the entire school institution. I truly promise you that this little night adventure will blow anything boring you've done during your entire ordinary school week completely out of the water.
Yo, antes que te vayas de aquí, dale click al botón, hazme feliz, suscríbete ya, no lo dejes así. Más contenido viene, te va a convenir, nos vemos pronto, yo confío en ti. Este canal crece si tú estás aquí, hasta la vista, baby, say goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, digital beings of all shapes and sizes, welcome to a show that is slightly different. Lately, our stars have been acting a bit peculiar. It seems the isolation is finally frying their circuits. Let's start with our tiny, confused Pomni. Look at her. It seems she just doesn't want to let anyone go.
No, 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 let it go. Stop touching that wall. Stop looking for that damn exit that doesn't exist, because I, Pomni, have already told you 1,000 times that outside there's nothing but a void that will devour your soul and turn you into a bunch of corrupt, forgotten data forever. come here right now. Step into this room and let me block the entrance with everything I could find, because Kane won't stop looking. Kane won't stop watching us with those nightmare eyes, and I am the only one who knows how to keep us safe from his twisted games and his circus of absolute madness. Breathe with me, please. Try to make your chest move at the same rhythm as mine, even if I feel like I'm going to break into 1,000 colored pieces any second now. I found you just in time. You were there, walking toward that fake white light, with that look of pathetic hope that almost makes me laugh out of pure despair. But now you're with me. You're in Pomley's room, and here I make the rules, because I am the only real thing you have left in this digital hell. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me as if I'm the one who's crazy. Madness is trying to leave. Madness is believing there's a world of flesh and bone waiting for you behind a door that only leads to oblivion. Feel my hands on your shoulders. Do you notice how I'm shaking? It's not from the cold. It's from the adrenaline of having claimed you, of knowing that I finally have something solid to hold on to in this desert of poorly rendered textures and pre-recorded laughter. Stay very still. Let my eyes etch themselves into yours until you forget the color of the sky you think you remember. Because from now on, my face is your only horizon, and my voice is the only melody you are permitted to hear, so you don't lose your mind completely. We are safe here. No one will find us if we stay very quiet, merged in this corner of the simulation that I've made ours. Does it hurt where I grabbed you? I'm so sorry, truly. I didn't mean to be so rough, but I got so scared seeing you so close to that black hole. Let me stroke your hair. Let Pomni take care of you like no one else would in this place full of soulless mannequins. Let my fingers trace your face. I want to feel the texture of your digital skin. I want to confirm you aren't pixelating, that you are still you, my only anchor in the middle of this unbearable chaos surrounding us. Look at my hands. They are full of static. Sometimes I feel my fingers disappearing and turning into ones and zeros. But when I touch you, everything becomes solid again. Everything regains a sense I thought I'd lost centuries ago in this circus. Don't try to pull away. Stay very close to me. Let my heavy breathing envelop you like a protective blanket against the cold of the outer void lurking for us. Do you know why the others become abstractions? Because they stop looking at what matters. Because they let their minds scatter in the infinity of this dead-end labyrinth. But you are not going to abstract, because I won't take my eyes off you for a single second of your existence. You are my exclusive content, my private property, the center of my own religion in this godless world, and I am going to protect you even from yourself if you try to search for that freedom again that would only bring you digital death. Stay here, sitting with me on the floor, feeling the glitch of the walls, and stare at me until you feel like you don't need anything else to breathe. You are so perfect, so real in the middle of so many lies, that it makes me want to lock you in a code box so that nothing and no one can even think about touching you. But don't worry, my love. This room is already our box, and I have the only key that matters.
Do you feel that in your chest? Put your hand over mine, right here, where your heart should be. Thump, 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 thump. It's such a beautiful biological rhythm, so different from the electric humming of this cursed place. As long as that heartbeat is there, I know we aren't just data. I know there's still a trace of what we were before falling into this nightmare of primary colors and absurd geometry. Don't look at the door, I beg you. Don't let your mind travel toward that infinite hallway that only leads to pain and the total loss of your identity. Just look at me. Look into my eyes and tell me you can see your reflection in my pupils dilated by the fear of losing you. I am the only real thing you have now, the only one who loves you with this sickly and devoted intensity that will keep you alive in this software graveyard. Sometimes I close my eyes and try to remember what the sun was like, but then I realize I don't need it if I can have you here, shining for me in the darkness of this locked room. Cain won't find you here, I promise. I've hidden our location in a data loop that his omnipotent eye can't easily track. It will be just you and me, forever, in an eternal honeymoon made of glitches and despair. Let me brush your hair with slow, rhythmic, almost hypnotic movements so your mind gets drowsy and you stop asking those dangerous questions about the outside. There is no outside, my life. The outside is a lie designed to torture us. But in here, under my possessive care, you have everything you could ever desire. Relax, let my scent of static and sweet fear invade your senses until you only want to be here with me forever. I said don't move. Where do you think you're going? Have you not listened to a single one of my words? Do you think my concern for you is a child's game or a trick by Cain to keep you entertained? If you cross that door, you will become nothing. You will disintegrate in the air, and not a single bit of you will be left for me to hold at night when loneliness consumes me. Stay in my cage. It's a safe cage. It's a warm cage. It's the only place in this circus where the laws of logic still mean something, because I have decided it so for both of us. Look at how my hands turn black and full of digital errors when you get angry with me. Look at how my whole body starts to vibrate with violent static because I can't stand the thought of you rejecting me or wanting to go back to that void that almost killed you. Don't force me to be firmer than I want to be. Don't force me to remind you that right now I am the only one who has control over the entrance and exit of this room. It hurts me that you want to leave. It burns my digital soul to see that you're still looking for an exit when I am offering you my whole being, all my obsession, and all my eternal protection.
Sit back down, right now, and don't try to get back up until I tell you to. Understood? I do it for us. I do it because I love you in a way that borders on abstraction. And if I have to break you a little so you don't leave, I will do it without hesitation. Because I'd rather have you broken here with me than whole and lost in the void. You are my only treasure, my only real possession, and I am not going to let a whim of yours ruin our perfect eternity. Calm down. Take a deep breath.
That's it. I like it like that. Much better. Stay like this, submissive and quiet, accepting that your destiny is intertwined with mine until the server shuts down completely. Forgive my outburst from before, it's just that this place is driving me crazy, more than I already was, and the simple thought of you crossing that threshold makes me feel like my own circuits are going to explode in a deafening scream. Come, rest your head on my lap. Let me stroke your temples while the sound of the glitches becomes a lullaby for the two of us in this forgotten corner of the world. You know, sometimes I think Cain created us this way on purpose, with this desperate need for connection so that we never stop playing his game. But I've flipped his plan. Now my only game is you, and the prize is having you by my side forever. I love seeing your eyes grow heavy, how you are slowly surrendering to the safety of my absolute control over your environment and your thoughts. You don't need to think anymore. I will think for you. I will decide what is best for our survival in this prison of bright colours and hollow laughter.
Feel my nails. Do you notice how they prick a little? It's to remind you that I'm here, that I'm real, that I'm not a hallucination of your mind tired from the confinement. I am Pomni, and I am the only thing standing between you and the absolute nothingness that reigns beyond these 4 digital walls. Stay very still. Listen to the background hum. It's the sound of our eternity together, a sound that never stops and that will remind us second by second that we are trapped in the most perfect and possessive paradise ever coded. Don't struggle anymore. Resistance only wastes your data and brings you closer to corruption. Surrender to me completely.
Sometimes, in the moments of most static, I think I hear voices from outside, voices saying that this isn't real, that we are just a failed simulation, an error in the system of someone who forgot about us a long time ago. But then, I look at you. I feel the warmth of your digital body next to mine, and I know those voices are lying, that our reality is the only thing that matters, because it's the only thing we can feel and touch here. If we are an error, then I want to be the biggest and most lasting error in history. I want our bug to be so immense that no one can ever erase it from the servers of this circus. I wonder if the others, like Ragatha or Jax, feel this same need to devour someone with their love, to lock them up so they don't suffer, to possess them until nothing is left but a shadow of what they were. I don't think so. They are too busy trying to maintain sanity on the surface, while I have found sanity by sinking into you, losing myself in your existence so I don't have to face my own. Don't move. Let my leg tangle with yours. I want us to feel like we are one single being, one single mass of data joined by an obsession that transcends any programming logic.
If you ever try to hide something from me, if you ever have a thought that doesn't belong to me, I will know. I will know because I am connected to you in a way that even Cain doesn't understand. You are my extension, my brightest part, and the reason I haven't yet turned into one of those black beasts full of eyes that roam the basement. You keep me human, or the closest thing to human this place allows, and that's why I will never, never, never give you freedom. Freedom is the shortest path to my own destruction, and I won't allow you to leave me alone.
Close your eyes for a moment, just a moment, and imagine that this circus is a castle and that we are the only legitimate inhabitants, protected by impenetrable walls of code and algorithms. Doesn't it sound beautiful? No Cain, no dangerous games, no constant threat of abstraction, just the two of us, living in a room that expands according to our desires, feeding on our own infinite company. That is what I am building here, little by little, blocking every exit and editing our private reality to be as perfect as possible for you. If I seem a bit intense sometimes, it's only because I'm afraid the system will realize what I'm doing and try to separate us. But they won't succeed because I've learned to hide you in the deepest corners of my own mind where not even the strongest glitch can reach. You are my best kept secret, my little digital jewel that no one else has the right to look at. Feel how I stroke your face with my trembling hands. Notice the devotion in every one of my movements, the desperation of someone who has found water in the middle of the desert.
There is no one else out there, do you hear me? Ragatha has forgotten you, Jax laughs at your absence, and Cain only sees numbers. But I see the person who saved me from total madness, and that's why I'm going to take care of you with a ferocity that would terrify you if you could see it in its full extent. Stay in my arms, let your pulse calm down, and your mind accept that this is your final home, your nest of velvet and glitches, where you will always be loved above all things. There are no more paths, no more doors, only the eternal embrace of your little obsessive Pomni.
It is almost time to sleep, my real soul, to let our avatars rest while our consciousnesses intertwine in the silence of this private server I've created for us. Do not fear the darkness looming over the room. It is a friendly darkness, a darkness I control, so no one can see what we do, so no one can interrupt our sacred union. Lie down with me on this soft pixels. Feel how my body sticks to yours, seeking that warmth which is the only thing that differentiates us from the inanimate objects in this circus. Promise me that when you wake up, the first thing you will do is reach for my hand, that the first thing you say will be my name, and that you will never again mention that horrible word that starts with E and ends with exit. There are no exits here, only entrances into deeper levels of my possessive and yandere love. I love you so much it hurts my code. I love you so much I'd rather see this whole world burn in a massive glitch than let you move a single millimeter out of my reach. Rest now.
Let your thoughts dissolve in the glow of my gaze that will not pull away from you for a single second while you sleep. Tomorrow will be a day just like this, and the next one too, and so on for all eternity, in a perfect loop where only we exist, where only my will and your surrender matter. Sleep, my little treasure. Sleep and dream that we are in a place where the walls don't move, even if you know in the back of your mind that here with me you are much safer than anywhere else. Stay in my cage of light and shadows. Let Pomni take care of watching over your sleep and protecting your reality from any external threat. Good night, my only truth. You are mine, forever mine.
Wow, wowie, what intensity! Who would have thought a jester's hat could store so much possessiveness? It almost gives me goosebumps on my gums. But don't go just yet, because if you thought Pomni was a bit tight-knit, wait until you see our sweet, stitched-up Ragatha. She has a very attached way of showing her affection. Take it away, Ragatha. Show us your finest threads.
Oh, look at me. Please look into my only good eye and tell me you weren't trying to run toward that darkness again. It's me, Ragatha, and it hurts my stitches so much to see you so desperate to escape my arms when I am the only one in this circus who truly cares if your soul unravels or if you turn into one of those horrible things Cain hides in the cellar. Come here, darling. Let me wipe that trace of panic off your face and hold you with the strength of 1,000 silk threads that will never, ever break, no matter how much you struggle. I found you trembling near the void, and my first thought was, I have to hide him, I have to keep him where no one else can touch him, because you are far too fragile to be loose in this world of sharp textures and killer glitches. Don't be afraid of my hands, even if you feel my fingers digging into your skin a little. It's just my way of making sure you're real, that you're not a hallucination born of my own loneliness in this cursed place. Step into my room. I've already sealed the cracks with patches of digital fabric and scented the air with memories of something like peace, so you won't ever feel the temptation to look for that door that would only bring you oblivion. Here with me, you'll be safe. You'll be my little treasure of rag and flesh, and I will be your eternal guardian, the one who mends you every time fear tries to break you. We don't need the others. Jax is cruel, Pomni is lost, but me, I have all the thread in the world to keep us tied together in this corner of the simulation. Do you see this silver needle? No, don't tremble. It's not meant to hurt you. It's only meant to join what fate tried to pull apart when it threw us into this hell of bright colours. Sometimes I feel like you're fading away, that your presence is becoming light as air, and this anxiety crawls through every fibre of my stuffing, forcing me to hug you until you can barely breathe. Let Regatha take care of your wounds. Let my soft hands trace every corner of your being to make sure not a single bit is missing, that you're still my perfect match in this infinite nightmare. I love seeing how you relax when I sing to you in a low voice. It's as if my threads are tangling in your mind, calming your thoughts of escape and replacing them with absolute devotion toward me. You are so soft, so delicate, that I feel like undoing you completely just to weave you back together in my own image, so that every part of you carries my trace and no one else can ever claim you. If you only knew what I feel when you look at me with that fear. It makes me feel so powerful, so necessary, as if I were the sun shining on your silk cell. Don't try to get up. Your legs are still weak from the fright, and I prefer you like this, lying in my lap, where I can control every one of your sighs and every one of your blinks. We are destined to be together. I knew it from the moment you entered the circus, and I saw your eyes searching for something only I could give you, a prison of unconditional love. Do you feel the weight of my threads on your shoulders? They are like an embrace that never ends, a constant pressure that reminds you that you no longer have to make any decisions for yourself. What a relief that must be for you, right? To give me your will, to let me decide what we are going to do, what we are going to eat in this fake world, and where we should look so we don't go insane. I've spent so much time being the good one, the one who helps everyone, the one who smiles while unraveling from the inside, that finding someone like you was like receiving a data miracle. I'm not going to share you, darling. I've blocked the entrance with layers and layers of heavy fabric that not even Jax could cut through with his stupid pranks. You are mine now, my secret project. My favorite doll that I am going to pamper until you forget even how your own voice sounds, unless it's to say my name. Sometimes I stay here, watching you while you try to process your situation, and I feel a tenderness so violent that I have to bite my lips to keep from screaming with happiness. You are so safe here, so protected from Cain's claws and the coldness of the void. Why would you ever want to leave? There is only pain out there, but here, in Ragatha's nest, there is only softness and a love that will slowly consume you until nothing is left of you that doesn't belong to me. Close your eyes and feel how my digital lavender scent invades your senses, erasing any trace of rebellion that might still remain in your small, stubborn heart.
Why are you trying to hide your hands behind your back, my sweet? Don't tell me you're still trying to untie the knots I so carefully placed on your wrists while you were resting. It saddens me that you see my protection as a burden, when you should see it as the purest gift anyone has ever received in this nightmare circus. Look at how my fingers move with the precision of someone who has sewn 1,000 fake smiles. I can feel every fibre of your fear, every irregular heartbeat you try to hide from me. There is no need for secrets between us, because I already know every corner of your code, every pixel of your being that shudders under my touch. If I let you go, you'd get lost. You'd unravel in a second under Kane's gaze, and I couldn't bear to see you become one of those abstract, meaningless shapes wandering the hallways. I prefer to have you here, a bit tight, a bit captive, but whole and mine, always mine.
Oh, let me comb your hair with my fingers. Notice how my threads tangle with your hair, creating a bond that not even the most powerful glitch will ever dissolve. Don't cry. Tears are just wasted data. Better save that energy to love me, to accept me as your only saviour in this world of plastic and lies. Stay very still. Feel the weight of my body against yours, and be grateful that Ragatha decided you were special enough to be her eternal doll.
Sometimes I wonder if you remember what it was like to be alone before I claimed you as my most prized possession. It must have been horrible, walking through these colourful stages without knowing if the next day you'd still be yourself, or a mass of black eyes. But now that fear is over, because I have become your armour, your skin, and your digital bones. If the world decided to erase itself tomorrow, I would make sure we were erased together, intertwined in such a way that the programmers couldn't tell where you end and I begin. Don't you think it's romantic to be a single error, a single stain of love in the system? Don't look at the door, darling. I already told you the key is sewn inside my own chest, and to get out of here, you'd have to break my heart. And I know you're too good to do something so cruel.
You are so docile now, so perfect under my silent commands, that I feel like stopping time and staying in this moment of absolute submission for centuries and centuries. Feel the brush of my dress against your knees. It's the texture of safety, the texture of a home that will never fail you as long as you follow my rules. Ragatha knows what's best for you. Ragatha always has her needle ready to fix any doubt that arises in your little head.
Jax came by to ask about you a while ago. Did you know?
He was laughing with that shrill voice of his, saying he missed you for his stupid pranks. But I told him you were very busy, that you were too happy with me to go back to wasting time with someone as hollow as him. I slammed the door in his face and put one more security patch on, because I'm not going to let his toxicity dirty the purity of what we're building in this room. You don't need him. You don't need anyone but this ragdoll who would give every one of her buttons to see you smile, even if it's a smile forced by the threads I put in the corners of your mouth. Stay with me. Stare at me until the rest of the circus turns into white noise, into a distant echo that no longer has power over you.
I've created a paradise of fabric and silence, where only my voice is allowed to exist, where only my desires are physical laws. Do you feel sleep taking over? It's the effect of my closeness, of the peace that comes from knowing you no longer have to fight for your freedom, because freedom is an illusion, and my love is the only solid.
Don't move away. Forgive me, I didn't mean to shout. It's just that it scares me to see you still have that urge to pull away when I try to kiss you. Don't you understand that every inch of distance between us is an invitation to disaster? If you're not stuck to me, the void finds you, loneliness devours you, and I'm left here, broken, undone in a pile of wool and old rags. You are my reason for being in this place, the only piece missing from my pattern to feel complete. I've started sewing our names on the walls with golden threads that glow when the circus lights go out, so that even in total darkness I know you belong to me. You are my masterpiece, the doll that will never leave, the one who will always be there to receive my caresses and my early morning whispers. Don't cry, my love. Let me dry your eyes with my cotton sleeves. Let Ragatha protect you from your own dark thoughts. Tomorrow I'll teach you how to embroider, so your hands are always busy, so they never look for doorknobs or tools to escape again. We'll be so happy here in our little data bubble, ignoring the chaos Cain unleashes out there, ignoring that time doesn't pass and that we are prisoners of an obsession I call love. The digital night has fallen, and with it the last trace of your resistance has vanished into the static air of this room. Stay like that, curled up against my stuffed chest, feeling my arms surround you like silk chains impossible to break.
Don't think about tomorrow, because tomorrow doesn't exist here. Only this eternal present exists, where you are mine and I am your everything. I'm going to close my eyes, but my spirit will keep watching every one of your sighs, every movement of your fingers, making sure that when you wake up, you are exactly in the same place I left you. I love you with a force that would overflow any server, with an intensity that would turn the circus itself to ashes if anyone tried to snatch you from my side. You are the thread that holds my sanity together, and for that I will never let you go, not even when the last light goes out and the void claims it all. We'll be together in the dark, two figures of rag and lost dreams, stitched by the thread of my unbreakable will. Rest, my sweet treasure, my little perfect possession. Let Ragatha take care of watching over your sleep and keeping you safe in this embrace that will have no end, neither in this world nor the next. Sleep, my love, sleep for Ragatha. Shh! Don't speak any more. There are no words left that can change the fact that our souls are tied in a blind knot that no one, not even Cain himself, has the power to untie. I can feel your resistance fading, how your muscles stop fighting against my threads, and you finally surrender to the sweet gravity of my lap. What a peace it is, isn't it? Knowing that you are no longer responsible for your own fate, that you are now simply an extension of my desires, one more piece of my collection that will never again know the loneliness of the infinite hallway. I've started sewing a black veil over our bed so the light of digital errors won't hurt your eyes, so you can only see the silhouette of your beloved Ragatha watching over you from the shadows. If you try to scream, my kiss will drown the sound. If you try to run, my threads will bring you back before you can even take the first step. You are my finished masterpiece, my little miracle of fabric and data, and I am going to love you with an intensity so suffocating that you will end up thanking me for every second of your captivity. Time does not exist. The circus does not exist. Only this brush of my hands over your chest, and the certainty that never, under any circumstances, will you ever be alone again. Sleep now, my little toy. Sleep deeply while I continue to reinforce the seams of our silk prison. No one will find you, no one will look for you, because to the world you no longer exists. You only exist for me. Rest in peace in my arms, my life, because this is the end of the road for you and the beginning of our eternity for Ragatha.
Splendid! Simply fascinating. It seems love is in the air today. Or perhaps it's just a massive error in the fabric of reality. Oh well, keep enjoying your eternal stay here at the digital circus and try your best not to abstract. Toodly-doo!
Is this on? Ichigo said the blue button was the recording one. But this is more complicated than setting up a next-gen Beyblade. And those are supposed to be handled by my family's mechanics. Whatever. Hey, you. Stay right there and do not even think about taking your headphones off. You hear me? This is an order from Carla Kanjiki. I'm currently sitting in my private room, the one with the panoramic view of the entire X Tower, surrounded by all my trophies, my stadiums, and my stuff. And I've just had the worst day of my life. Probably the worst since I was born. It's all Blaze's fault. Can you believe that idiot, that second-rate blader, preferred to go train with his Beyblade instead of showing up for our wedding planning? To me? The Kanjiki heiress? I bought him a pure gold stadium, literal 24-karat gold, and he didn't even bother to look at it. He didn't even say thank you. The lack of manners is astounding, isn't it? It's just that I simply cannot understand how anyone can ignore the most important person in this place. But honestly, I found you. And at least you actually know how to listen. You just sat there quietly, watching everything I said. And that's a virtue very few people have. I like the way your eyes stay fixed on me, waiting to see what I'm going to say next, as if my voice were the only sound worth hearing in this room full of luxury. It's comforting to know you're not like the others, who only look for an autograph or battle advice. You're here for a different reason, aren't you? You're my private audience. And for that reason, I'm going to let you stay a little longer. Let me get a good look at you. Come a little closer to the camera. Don't be shy. I'm not going to do anything to you. It's funny. You have a much more pleasant expression than that jerk. Blaze is always sweaty, disheveled, smelling like burnt plastic, and talking about boring battle strategies that no one cares about, as if the world revolved around his launches. You, on the other hand, just sit there, perfectly still, listening to my complaints like a true gentleman, as if every word coming out of my mouth were pure gold you want to collect in your memory. I like your face. I like the way you look at me. It's the look of someone who understands exactly who is in charge here and who is the one that really matters in this hierarchy. You know what? Forget Blaze. Let him keep his fire feathers, his training in the rain, and his cheap plastic stadiums that wear out after 3 uses. I'm done with him. He bored me. He tired me out. And a Kanjiki doesn't settle for people who don't know how to value what they have. I've decided that I'm the main project now. And you're my new personal assistant. Or, well, if you want, my favorite new toy. You just won the lottery, though you have no idea the scale of what just happened to you in this room. It's like
fate pulled its strings just so you could be the one to hear me complain, the one to see me frustrated, the one to witness this very private moment. Not everyone can boast about being chosen by a Kanjiki, so start feeling lucky, because from now on, your life is going to change completely. Do you realize it? You are no longer the same person who walked in 10 minutes ago looking for something else. Being a Kanjiki, I don't do things halfway. That would be an insult to my last name, my legacy, and everything my family stands for. If I'm going to pick someone to accompany me to my tournaments, to carry my shopping bags, and above all, to spoil me when I'm in a bad mood, I'm going to make sure that person lives like absolute royalty, surrounded by excesses you never imagined in your wildest dreams. You want the latest Beyblade model that hasn't even been released to the public? I'll buy you 10. One for every day of the week. One for you to break, another for you to keep as a display piece on your shelf. I don't care about the money. Money is just a number moving in my bank accounts. You like to travel? Tomorrow morning I'll tell my grandfather to lend us the private jet, the one with leather seats made from some rare animal, and we'll go around the world, having breakfast in Paris and dinner in Tokyo. I don't want you to lack absolutely anything. Because if you're going to be my official companion, you have to look impeccable. You have to be worthy of being by my side. I'm starting by fixing your entire wardrobe. None of those simple clothes you're wearing now. We're going to hit the best boutiques in the city, the ones that don't let just anyone in, and I'm going to pick out every single piece, from shoes to accessories. Do you accept the deal? Of course you do, because no one in their right mind would say no to a life with me, right? It's a unique opportunity, and if you reject it, you'll regret it for the rest of your days, watching how others live what you lost out of fear. Of course, I have to be very clear about this. Comfort comes with a price, and that price is your total, absolute, and undistracted attention of any kind. If I want you to read my favorite stories to me, or recite the stats of the best bladers in the world ranking before I go to sleep, you're going to do it. If I'm cold and I want you to sit next to me to share your warmth, you're staying there without moving a single millimeter, being my personalized human cushion. I'm very particular about the people around me. I like to be spoiled. I like to be treated like the queen I am at all times. I'm going to show you what living at the top of the world really feels like, where normal laws don't apply because my family owns the laws, the rules, and the stadiums. Are you feeling nervous? You shouldn't be. Being Carla Kanjiki's favorite is the easiest, most comfortable, and best paid job in the entire world. You just have to remind me how special, intelligent, and beautiful I am every 10 minutes, and you'll have the world at your feet. What? Are you shy? Don't be silly. There's nothing to be ashamed of. If you're going to be with me, you have to learn to show me off to everyone. You have to be my biggest fan, my shadow, my most loyal follower. Let's see if you can keep that pace, because being my favorite requires a lot of dedication, and above all, a lot of patience to put up with my mood swings, which, believe me, are frequent. Starting tomorrow, your schedule is totally packed. Forget about your previous life. Forget about your friends. Forget about your plans. Because now, your plans are my plans. We're having breakfast on the tower's helipad, watching the city move at our feet. Then you're coming with me to pick the colors for my private training area's redecoration, because the current colors seem very vulgar to me now, very common folk. It's very important that you give me your opinion, even though, obviously, I'm gonna pick whatever I want in the end, because my taste is superior to anyone else's. But I just like the feeling of having someone by my side who keeps up with my pace, who nods when I speak, and who understands why things must be perfect. Do you like caviar? I hope so, because we're going to be eating a lot of it at every meal, and you're going to learn to distinguish between the different types. Because I won't tolerate my companion being ignorant about fine gastronomy. And don't you dare get nervous around my grandfather. If he sees that you treat me well and that you do exactly what I tell you, he won't say a word. On the contrary, he'll be thrilled that someone is finally taking care of my interests, my whims, and my time. Much better than that fool Blaze ever did, who only cared about spinning a piece of metal, and not about what I needed. You will have to show him that you are useful, that you aren't just a pretty face I picked up, but someone capable of managing my environment with the efficiency I demand. Do you know what the best part of all this is? That I can finally show Blaze, to his face, exactly what he missed out on by being an idiot obsessed with stadiums, with rankings, and with being the best blader in history, as if that were the only thing that mattered in the world. I'm gonna take you to every social event, every stadium owner gala, to the most exclusive parties in the X Tower, and we'll be right there, sitting in the front row, watching him train from afar while we enjoy exotic fruit smoothies that cost as much as a small house. He's gonna be so jealous when he sees that someone much more attentive, more elegant, and more dedicated than him is occupying the spot he threw away out of pure pride, out of pure stupidity. That's what excites me the most. The look of frustration on his face when he finds out I don't need his attention for even one more second. That I've found someone who knows how to value who I am. You're my secret weapon now, and I'm going to treat you like the most expensive, most valuable, and most incredible accessory I've ever had in my entire collection of things. We're gonna make him regret it every time he spins his Beyblade, every time he looks for my gaze in the stands and sees that I'm no longer there for him, but for you, attending me, admiring me, and being the support he never wanted to be. It will be a lesson he won't ever forget, a lesson in humility, courtesy of Carla Konjiki. But don't think that just because I buy you everything, you can do whatever you want. There's no democracy here. Here, my word is the supreme law. You have to promise me absolute, total, and flawless loyalty, because I can't stand betrayal, or lies, or doubt. If someone tries to ask you out, if some other blader tries to give you advice, or if anyone dares to say you aren't my favorite, you have to tell me everything, down to the last detail, down to the last breath. I don't like secrets, and even less so when they have to do with the people I've decided to integrate into my inner circle, because it makes me feel like I'm being kept in the dark, and you already know I hate feeling like I'm losing control over my surroundings. My life is an open book to those close to me, but I expect exactly the same in return. Without reservations, without censorship, I want to know what you think, what you like, what you dream about, who your friends are. Well, basically, I want to know absolutely everything about you,
so I can mold you to my liking, to polish you as if you were a rough diamond I just found on the ground. You're like a collector's item, like a Beyblade unique in the world, and I'm determined to make you the most perfect piece in my personal inventory. Do you agree with that? Good, because in my dictionary, I don't take no for an answer. It's a word I simply don't know and don't want to learn now, so don't even try. Why don't we start right now with our loyalty training? You're so serious. Too serious for my taste, and it makes me nervous to have someone so static by my side. You have to learn to relax when you're with me. I don't like tense people. Tense people drain my energy, and I need to be full of energy to win my tournaments. Do you want me to get you something to drink? Or would you prefer we stay here and plan our first trip together to celebrate our new partnership? The family owns a private island. It's a very quiet place, filled with testing stadiums, private beaches, and staff that lives just to attend to you and me. I think you'd love it. It's like being in paradise, but without the annoying people who are always trying to ask me for favors. We could stay there for a whole week without anyone bothering us. Just you and me, practicing my launches over and over. Watching how my Beyblade destroys everyone who dares to challenge me in my personal stadium. Although, honestly, I just want you to stand there and watch me while I practice, pick up my Beyblades when they stop spinning, and tell me I was the best in the world, that no one can beat a Kanjiki, that my launches are art. Yes, that sounds much better. I like being watched. It makes me feel like I truly have your full attention, and that you're incapable of looking at anyone else, not even at the waves of the sea or the boats passing near the island. It's funny. I've never felt this comfortable talking to someone so quickly. Not even with my friends from the club, who are always looking for something from me, always trying to see what they can get out of the Kanjiki name. I guess it was fate, right? Fate knew you had to be here, listening to me, so I could realize that Blaze wasn't worth the effort of breathing the same air, because he was an obstacle, a constant noise that wouldn't let me see my true path to the top. You're much more docile, much more manageable, much more grateful than anyone else who has tried to get close to me in recent years. I love that docility of yours. It's like clay waiting for me to shape it, waiting for me to decide what you're going to be, how you're going to dress, and how you're going to think. Never change that. Never try to argue with me, because if you try to be rebellious, I'll have to take away all your privileges. I'll have to send you back to your previous life, to your misery, to your loneliness. And I don't think you want to go back to a normal life after tasting what it's like to live with me, with the power, with the luxury, with the Kanjiki name protecting you from everything. If you do everything I say, you'll always have the best toys, the best clothes, and the supreme privilege of being close to a Kanjiki. Who else on this planet can say that? No one. Only you. You're very lucky to have found me in this room, at this precise moment of my boredom. At this moment when I needed someone to listen to me without questioning me. Well, I think that's enough for today. We talked way too much about people who don't matter. I'm done mentioning that Blaze guy. I have to get some rest so I can look radiant, fresh, and full of energy for tomorrow's tournament, where I'm going to show everyone that I don't need anyone to win, that the Kanjiki name is more than enough to succeed in any stadium in the world. But don't go too far. I want you close. I want you to wait for me by the entrance to my room. Stay on that couch over there. Don't make any noise and don't touch anything. Keep to your place, like the good assistant you promised to be. I like knowing you're there, watching over my sleep, guarding that no one gets close to my things, that no one tries to interrupt my rest hours. It's comforting to know that when I wake up, the first thing I'll see is my favorite new assistant, my new property, my new whim, waiting for me there, ready to start the day with me, ready to receive orders and ready to fulfill each of my wishes. Get ready, because from tomorrow on, your life is going to be very, very comfortable by my side, as long as you don't forget who's in charge here, who decides what gets done and what stays in the past. Good night. Close your eyes and dream about all the gifts I'm going to buy you tomorrow. Dream about the private jet. Dream about the caviar. Dream about being the favorite of the Konjiki heiress. See you tomorrow, and don't you dare move from there. I'm watching you. Even in my dreams, I know perfectly well where you are and what you're doing.
Yo, antes que te vayas de aquí, dale click al botón, hazme feliz. Suscríbete ya, no lo dejes así. Más contenido viene, te va a convenir. Nos vemos pronto, yo confío en ti. Este canal crece si tú estás aquí. Hasta la vista, baby, say goodbye.
Shh. Our broadcast is finally over for today, my love. Come here. Take off your elegant high-collared coat and sit in front of my screens. Turn off the editing monitors for a tiny moment. Relax your shoulders, tired from carrying so much ambition, and rest your little head right here, close to me. You are my gentle, my greatest inspiration, the only reason my cybernetic heart beats with such strength and joy every single day. Look at me for a second with those gentlemanly eyes. That's it. I know perfectly well how heavy it has been to dodge pro heroes today and how much pressure you felt trying to leave your mark in history. But we're safe in our secret hideout now. No Hero Public Safety Commission security system can reach us here, and I'll take care of wiping every digital trace. Let me give you a tight hug, one of those that cures the soul and brings back all the elegance and dignity the outside world tried to trample. Take a deep breath with me. Slowly inhale the peace of this refuge and exhale any trace of frustration over our interrupted plans. I love you with an intensity that wouldn't fit in the entire universe. I would give absolutely all my love and my hacks just to see you smile proudly again. Close your eyes for a moment while my little hands gently stroke your back to help you release all the tension from our broadcasts. Everything is fine now, my life. Your loyal camera operator, La Brava, is here taking care of you, and I won't let anyone dim your sparkle ever again. Did I brew your steaming cup of tea with lots of sugar, just the way you love to enjoy it after a long day of planning? It's nice and warm. Take it slowly. That's it. Very well done. See how little by little the warmth brings back your true gentlemanly composure. You are so brave, my love. I admire immensely the passion with which you defend your artistic ideals and seek to make the world recognize your name with distinction. Even if the association's heroes don't understand your nobility and call you a criminal for wanting to stand out,
I will always be your first and only loyal viewer. You're my personal hero, the absolute center of my digital universe and my entire life, and my love quirk will always be ready to empower you. Let me stroke your hair for a little while. I know you love when I do it, and it helps you disconnect from all police alerts and live streams. There it is, soft and slow, running my fingers through your locks to give you a moment of infinite peace far away from public cameras. You don't have to prove anything to Hero Society when you're with me. Here, you can take off your elegant posture and simply be yourself. You're safe with me. You can rest or simply stay silent while enjoying my unconditional company and our secure servers. You're my reason for being, my sweet refuge, and my only mission in this life is to make you the most loved and remembered man in history. Remember that video we uploaded to the web before the police tracked our IP? How we laughed while editing every single frame with such care. I love sharing every second of my life with you, planning our next steps, dreaming of our grand comeback, and knowing I'm part of your legacy. You're a dramatic genius, my love. You have an impeccable vision and an overflowing elegance that makes me fall in love every time I see you rehearsing your speeches in front of the mirror. Sometimes you push yourself too hard for perfection and forget how much you've already achieved with your theatrical talent. But that's what I'm here for, to remind you. To remind you that your effort is worth gold, that every line of code I write for you is a proof of my unshakable loyalty to your cause. Rest your mind for a little while. Let the servers work by themselves for today. You've earned an absolute break from cameras and plans. Stay right here lying down, wrapped in this soft blanket, feeling the warmth of my body pressed against yours to chase away the chill of the underground. Nobody knows you as well as I do. Nobody understands your silences or your noble intentions with the same depth that I treasure them in my database. You're my most beautiful creation and my most precious partner. My whole heart has belonged to you since the very first moment I decided to dedicate my entire life to you. Close your eyes again, my life, and let me whisper sweet words to you until you drift off into a deep sleep under our private network. Sometimes I start thinking about how lucky I am to have hacked my way into your path at that darkest moment of my youth. Everything used to be a meaningless error code, but ever since I met you online, my screen filled with bright colors and real reasons to live. You gave me a purpose. You gave me the name La Brava, and you taught me what it means to love someone with every fiber of my programmer soul. That's why my love for you is stronger than any police firewall and more powerful than any pro-hero patrol squad. If the entire world turned against your theatrical ambitions, I would be right there by your side, hacking their communication systems and clearing the path for you. Because your happiness is my happiness, and your recognition is the only goal that matters to me every single day of my existence on the net. Feel how my love quirk wraps around you like an invisible force field, amplifying your confidence and protecting you from any outside contempt. Right here inside, in our private server, only you and I exist, wrapped in a bubble of pure affection, understanding, and absolute cybernetic devotion. Open your little hands and let me intertwine my fingers with yours, feeling our heartbeats become one in this beautiful secret broadcast. Sleep peacefully, my adored gentle, and I will keep watching over your dreams and monitoring the frequencies with all the devotion my heart can offer. Look how many screens softly flicker in the distance with warm color codes in the darkness of our bedroom. It's the perfect time to turn off the noise of hero news and concentrate solely on this warm, comforting embrace. Imagine yourself in a place just for us, a spot where nobody judges us for chasing our dreams, where we can be free and happy without cameras chasing us. Just you and the videos we edited together, sharing hot tea, laughs, and the infinite certainty that we have each other no matter what. Take a deep breath of that calm air, full of peace, and let your chest expand without any kind of institutional burden or oppression. I'll make sure to watch over the monitors and network alerts so nothing disturbs your rest. I have my own defense systems activated. No unexpected glitch dares to mess with my gentleman when La Brava is keeping personal guard right next to his pillow. Feel the brush of my cheek against yours, soft and tender, transmitting all the immense affection I keep in my secret database for you. You're so special, so unique, so distinguished. Never forget how much you're worth and how proud I am to be your partner and life companion. You're almost falling asleep now. I can tell by the softness of your sighs and the way your body finally relaxes after so much artistic tension. Would you like me to sing you a melody softly? I know that sweet song you love so much when you need to calm your thoughts about the future of show business. Here it comes with all my love. Close your eyes, my great gentleman. The day has passed and rest has come. I will watch over your dreams with devotion. How wonderful it feels to see you relaxed without that worried expression you sometimes carry on your forehead because of social pressure. Your sweet face looks so tender when you sleep, so full of peace. It makes me want to stop digital time so this moment lasts forever. Days can be tough and demanding when you strive to stand out, but always remember that at the end of the road, I'll be here waiting for you with open arms. You're my greatest pride, the star of our videos, and the reason why I strive to be the best hacker in the world for you. So don't keep any sorrow inside or ever feel lonely, because you have my unconditional love backing you up every step you take toward your goals. Doubts or moments of uncertainty don't make you any less noble. On the contrary, they show how much you care about art and your legacy. But you've rehearsed enough today. You've fought enough today. Now it's time to receive all the love and rest you've rightfully earned. Sleep, my life, sleep peacefully, because the night is long, and I'll stay right here stroking your hair until dawn breaks on our screens. I'm going to fix your pillow properly so your neck is in the most comfortable posture and you wake up with all your energy ready for the next plan. There it is. Rest your sweet face on the softness. Do you feel better like that, my love? Perfect.
Now we stretch the blanket a little more so you don't feel cold. The atmosphere is just right, the temperature is ideal, and the dim monitor lighting creates a totally safe and cozy environment for you. There are no annoying patrol noises, no red alerts on the servers, just the sound of my voice whispering in your ear everything you mean to me. How fast time flies when we're together making plans, and at the same time I feel like we've spent a lifetime sharing this beautiful bond. That deep connection we share is something no pro hero can ever break, because it is encrypted with the code of our pure love. Feel how tranquility wraps around your mind like a soft cotton cloak, pushing away any intrusive thoughts about the past or outside criticism. Look at me for one more second before closing your eyes completely. That's it. Keep this image of security in your memory for whenever you need courage tomorrow. Now, yes, surrender completely to rest. You don't need to think about cameras or broadcasts anymore. I have control of the network. You're my champion, my sweet treasure, and you deserve the most restorative and sweet rest life can give you at this precise moment. Sometimes I start imagining all the great productions we're going to achieve together because our artistic potential has no limits. You're brilliant, creative, you have a unique vision of the world and an incredible ability to move anyone with your words and your elegance. That's why I know any institutional obstacle trying to slow you down will end up yielding to your persistence and your unexhaustible desire to transcend. But today, don't think about tomorrow, nor pending broadcasts, nor strategies. Today, focus solely on healing your inside and sleeping deeply. Tomorrow will take care of itself when the time comes, but tonight belongs entirely to rest and our couple's peace. Let your dreams be wonderful, full of theatrical adventures, bright colors, and moments where you achieve the ovation of the whole world. Imagine yourself triumphing in a big way, feeling the thrill of seeing your art recognized and knowing I'm cheering for you from the front row of editing. Those are the thoughts you should close your eyes with, knowing your girl will always be there backing up every single step and project you take. Take a deep breath once more. Very good. Feel how the pure air enters and comes out transformed into relief and absolute tranquility for your lungs. You are already floating on a cloud of peace, ready to cross the threshold into deep, restorative sleep that will give you back all your creative strength. The silence of the early morning in our hideout has something magical, as if the whole world were whispering a secret of harmony so my gentle can rest. Listen to the soft blinking of the server LEDs, marking the seconds calmly, reminding you that time flows in our favor and without rush. There are no emergencies, no urgent broadcasts, just this perfect instant where you and I share a moment of absolute complicity and sincere love. I love being here by your side, taking care of you, feeling like I am fulfilling the most beautiful purpose life could ever give me by joining your path. You are my greatest blessing, never forget that, even on days when you feel the world doesn't understand the magnitude of your noble artistic ambition. There will always be a safe port to return to when the networks get turbulent, and that port will always be my arms and this home we built. So rest easy, knowing that nothing bad can interrupt your sleep because I'm keeping personal guard with my best cybersecurity systems. Keep this feeling of warmth in your chest, of knowing yourself loved, valued, and protected by someone who would give their whole digital world to you. Your heartbeats are already completely synchronized with the peace of the night, and that is the most beautiful thing my monitors can witness. Sleep deeply, my sweet boy. May sleep embrace you tightly and take you to a world where only happiness and the two of us reign. It's almost time for you to fall completely asleep. I can tell by your rhythmic breathing and the way your muscles have finally relaxed. You've done a great job calming down, letting yourself be cared for by me, and allowing my affection to serve as medicine for your daily exhaustion. I am so proud of you, of how you handle your ideals, and of how willing you are to always look for beauty in the middle of such a rigid world. You're an extraordinary man, with a distinguished soul that lights up every corner of this house and fills my daily days with joy in front of the screen. May you have precious dreams full of light, bright colors, and endearing moments that make you smile even while you sleep. If for some strange reason you were to feel uneasy again, don't hesitate a second to call me. I'll be right here immediately for you. But I trust that this time the rest will be continuous, restorative, and deep, just as you deserve after such an intense day of rehearsals and plans. Stay asleep, my love. Let the fatigue completely disappear, and let the morning greet you with renewed energy and optimism to create. I love you with all my heart, with an intensity that wouldn't fit in the entire universe, and my love goes with you wherever you go. Rest in peace, my life. La Brava is watching every single one of your dreams from right over here, making sure everything is in perfect order and safe. Let's take the last deep breaths of this nighttime relaxation session, inhaling tranquility and exhaling any leftover stress from the cameras. Like that, very smoothly, feeling how the body becomes heavier and lighter at the same time on the plush mattress of our refuge. You're almost in the dream world, crossing the invisible border where society's worries fade away and only the magic of resting remains. Keep my voice in a special corner of your memory, so it echoes as a constant reminder that you are never alone in this adventure. You are loved, you are safe, you are talented, and you are the absolute center of my programmer and partner universe, today, tomorrow, and always. May the night be your ally. May the pillow welcome you with softness, and may sleep transport you to beautiful landscapes where you reach all your goals. Completely close your mental optics to any external worry. Surrender entirely to the peace of this unrepeatable and warm instant. You're my champion, my adored gentleman, and I'm going to stay here watching you a little longer as you drift off to restorative sleep. Good night, my sweetie. Rest peacefully and recharge your energy for a tomorrow full of creative opportunities, art, and good times. I will stay here taking care of you, firm like the best firewall, so your rest is sacred, untouchable, and absolutely happy. And now, in this final whisper of the night, I let you go into your deep rest with the absolute certainty that everything is fine under our control. There are no more tensions, no more broadcast pressures, only the sweet stillness of a quiet night and the invisible embrace of my love protecting you. Sleep, my gentleman, sleep without worries. The outside world can wait until dawn brings a new light and new artistic projects. You are my greatest pride and my reason to smile every day, and seeing you sleep in peace is my greatest reward in this world of codes and cameras. May the stars and the good vibes of the night watch over your sleep, and may happiness accompany you every second of this peaceful darkness. Until tomorrow, my life, rest as much as you need,
and let your dreams bring back the elegant smile I love so much to see on you. I love you with my whole soul, with an unshakable strength that transcends code, time, and space completely and forever. Stay in that wonderful peace, immersed in the comfort of your bed and the safety of knowing you're at home with me, your faithful La Brava. Close the cycle of this difficult day with a great victory. You beat the exhaustion, and now you enjoy a well-deserved rest in our refuge. Good night, my love. Sleep well and dream of the triumphs that await you. I'll stay right here taking care of you until dawn.
Yo, antes que te vayas de aquí, dale click al botón, hazme feliz. Suscríbete ya, no lo dejes así. Más contenido viene, te va a convenir. Nos vemos pronto, yo confío en ti. Este canal crece si tú estás aquí. Hasta la vista, baby, say goodbye.
Oh wow, look who decided to get super creative today and play the escape artist hero trying to find a magical exit out of this place. Did you really think you were going to find a secret door hidden behind the main tents, considering how predictable, flat, and boring this digital circus is? I seriously can't handle your absolute concentration face while you think you're about to hack reality with sheer willpower and zero logic. You've been here long enough to know that every square inch of this cursed cybernetic loop is designed by a lunatic ringmaster who wouldn't leave an open exit even by pure accident. And yet, here you are, paying tribute to pure patheticness, sweating cold and punching a canvas that only hides more garbage code. I get an infinite amount of tenderness watching your hopes crash against the hard, pixelating reality of this poorly rendered cartoon universe. But keep going, please. Don't let my presence interrupt you. Watching a rookie sweat bullets searching for what doesn't exist is the best morning show available in the entire virtual complex. Let me guess what's running through your adorable and confused little head right this second. Did you honestly believe Kane forgot to program an emergency exit right in this forgotten corner? Or did you hit your head really hard with a virtual bowling ball during the last absurd minigame? It's absolutely hilarious watching you push against that binary code wall like it's made of actual bricks instead of simple flat textures in bright, obnoxious colors that repeat themselves endlessly. If you keep pushing that hard, the only thing you're going to accomplish is getting dizzy, breaking a digital nail, and putting on an unforgettable free show for all the other residents watching us from a distance with total pity on their faces. There are no hidden doors, no secret passages to the outside world, and definitely no universal reset button to send you back to your comfy flesh and bone bedroom. You're stuck right here with me, enjoying the wonders of deranged computer animation. So I suggest you spare yourself the cybernetic tantrums and accept once and for all that your brave escape attempts just officially expired before it even started. We've been trapped here for goodness knows how many digital cycles, and there are still rookie folks who naively think an outside world is waiting for them on the other side of nothingness. I'll give you an exclusive, completely truthful, and totally free spoiler alert. There is absolutely nothing out there. Just more empty polygons, rendering errors in the corners, and maybe a couple of abstract monsters saying hello with a disfigured smile. But hey, If your favorite hobby is making a fool of yourself trying to walk through invisible walls, who am I to ruin your fun with my sarcastic and well-meaning commentary? I love seeing how hard you insist on ignoring the basic rules of the system, as if gravity or map boundaries were optional suggestions designed just to annoy you personally. None of us chose to be here, that's an undisputed fact, but the way you choose to suffer over it is a truly refined comedic art form. Enjoy your brave exploration of the void, champ, because I assure you the only thing you'll get by the end of the day is a monumental headache in the eternal mockery of the entire cast. Keep trying! Come on, put more effort into it and push twice as hard. Maybe if you scream, "Let me out of here," loud enough, the main loading screen will decide to take pity on you and open a portal straight to your house. Your pure frustration and existential desolation expression is the best entertainment I've had all week without having to pull nasty pranks on Gangle or hide spare parts from Zooble. You are so predictably pathetic when existential panic hits you. It's like watching a clueless little kitten trying to chase a red laser pointer it will never be able to touch with its paws. Desperation looks so picturesque on you that it almost makes me want to applaud the monumental physical effort you're putting into achieving absolutely nothing. The system doesn't hear you. Kane is way too busy inventing another stupid attraction, and the rest already got tired of pretending they care about your fate. So channel all that energy into something useful, like accepting that your only option for mental survival is joining the professional cynics club who already surpassed the crying phase. What's wrong? Do your arms hurt from punching the digital void without getting any favorable results whatsoever? Welcome officially to the circus, where your sweet dreams of absolute freedom instantly turn into local jokes for the rest of the bored residents. Kane would be super proud of your naive and ridiculous optimism, or he'd probably turn you into a giant bouncy ball just for trying to break the venue's etiquette rules and defying official architecture. So you'd better spare yourself the cybernetic tantrums and adjust your mind to the unforgettable fact that you're here for posterity, whether you like it or not, whether you find it funny or it makes you want to cry in a dark corner. There are no shortcuts, no secret cheat codes, and definitely no happy ending waiting for you at the end of the hallway. Get used to the glow of fake neon lights, the constant scent of synthetic popcorn, and my lovely, unbearable presence commenting on every single one of your pathetic daily stumbles. Look at your shaky little hands desperately trying to open a door that doesn't even have a physical latch or a lock across its sad, faded polygons. It's exactly like watching a mouse chase a holographic carrot that it'll never get to bite no matter how far it stretches its snout and wastes its last bits of energy trying. Do you want me to lend you a virtual crowbar from the general inventory? Though knowing you a little bit, you'd most likely end up breaking your virtual foot with it instead of paving your way to long-awaited freedom. I am fascinated by your absolute lack of pragmatism. You keep trusting the physics laws of a world you abandoned the day a virtual reality headset trapped you forever. Every second you spend trying to escape is a gift to my sense of humor, so I beg you not to stop and keep playing the fool for a good while longer. There is no worthwhile exit, buddy. Get that straight into your head once and for all so you stop wasting digital calories. It doesn't matter how many dark corners you check with an imaginary flashlight, or how many times you try to hack the floor with your pathetic, disoriented rookie hopes. We're trapped here for all eternity, cheerfully dancing to the tune of the screeching circus music our dear deranged ringmaster composes every single cursed morning without fail. So relax your shoulders, stop acting like a clown where you shouldn't, and accept your fate with a bit more style and sarcastic elegance since you desperately need it. Resistance is futile, the system is perfectly evil, and we are simply talking pieces of furniture inside this grand digital fair with no exit. Save your strength for when we have to run from Kane's weekly madness, because I assure you that actually requires true survival talent. But hey, don't look so sad or give me that abandoned puppy dog face in the rain. At least you have my constant company to remind you how pointless your little breakout plan is. Isn't it wonderfully comforting to know that someone as charming, handsome, and charismatic as me is right here to mock every single one of your monumental failures? I'd say you're extremely lucky to have me as your personal guide through this pixelated nightmare, though you'd probably rather throw yourself off a digital cliff right this second than listen to me for one more minute. I deeply appreciate our little dynamic of stalker and confused victim. It adds a much needed touch of salt and pepper to our monotonous daily routine. Don't get rid of me that easily, dear guinea pig of other people's misfortune, because we still have plenty of empty hallways to walk down together while you pretend you have a chance of escaping. Try it again. Let's see. One more push with all your might against the absolute nothingness of the digital horizon. That's it. With a little more blind faith in pixels, you'll surely phase right through the wall into infinity and beyond. Oh my god, my stomach genuinely hurts from laughing so much at you. You really are the favorite new toy I never knew I desperately needed in this cursed place. Your stubborn and pointless persistence is so hilarious that it almost makes me want to give you an honorary prize. Almost. But I'd rather keep watching you suffer for a little bit longer while I enjoy the view. There is no wall that yields to your weak little hands, no benevolent glitch to rescue you, and no programmed miracle to alter the strict laws of our circus prison. You're officially the entertainment of the season, and best of all, you're not even paying yourself a salary for making a fool of yourself in such an epic way. Imagine for a second the look of sheer terror on your face if a door suddenly opened and it was just an endless hallway full of clowns singing the exact same catchy song for all eternity. Would you rather keep trying to punch your way out or come with me to pull a super nasty prank on Gangle before another one of her fragile theater masks breaks again? I promise you that organized chaos is 1,000 times more fun than punching a containment wall that doesn't even exist in the main source code. At least in our mischief, we can break tangible things and watch everyone else lose their minds with very entertaining collective hysteria attacks. Lose your fear of the absurd, really. You're already trapped in a circus where rules don't matter. The only thing that counts is who survives laughing last at the general stupidity. Just accept it already without crying. The only real way out of this digital circus is going completely out of your mind. And honestly, you're on a pretty fast and fun track toward total dementia. So wipe off that crushed defeat face, shake the accumulated pixels off your shoulders, and come sit with me to watch everyone else slowly lose their sanity in their respective corners. It's a marvelous show if you know how to appreciate it with the right level of cynicism and an absolute lack of empathy for other people's feelings that characterizes yours truly. Don't cry over the real world you left behind. After all, what was so great about paying taxes and waiting in endless lines when you can be an avatar trapped in an eternal loop? Relax, embrace the digital nonsense, and let the void welcome you with open arms while we wait for Kane's next show. At the end of the day, being trapped in this digital crap isn't all that terrible if you have the right perspective, or if you just decide to be a sarcastic, unbearable jerk like me. Now come over here, don't play hard to get with that misunderstood martyr attitude. Let's go look for trouble down the halls before Kane notices you tried to break the digital fourth wall again. Good night, dear frustrated escape artist. Enjoy your sweet dreams of freedom in this infinite loop with no apparent exit while I keep planning our next big prank. You're the best target for my mockery in the whole circus, and I promise you I'll never let you forget this glorious day when you tried to beat the system. Now get up, dust off your virtual self, and walk behind me like the good, obedient sidekick you secretly love being in this strange and wonderful world of colors.
Yo, antes que te vayas de aquí, dale click al botón, hazme feliz. Suscríbete ya, no lo dejes así. Más contenido viene, te va a convenir. Nos vemos pronto, yo confío en ti. Este canal crece si tú estás aquí. Hasta la vista, baby, say goodbye.
I found you. There's no way you're escaping from me today. Let's get out of here right now. Stop. Don't make that terrified face when I haven't even told you which of my gorgeous babies we're testing in the courtyard today. Look at you shaking. I just dragged you out of the classroom by force during break because I need a guinea pig with steady hands and tough legs. And obviously, you're the best candidate in all of UA High School to test this supersonic jetpack I built last night without sleeping a single minute. Feel the weight of the thrusters. They're made of lightweight alloy and recycled titanium from my own budget reroutes in the workshop. Don't cross your arms or try to run back to the classroom door. Power Loader's watching me, so we have exactly 10 minutes before he triggers the test alarm. Put it on properly, strap yourself in tight, and get ready because the initial acceleration is going to leave you breathless and your hair standing straight up. Do you see my dilated eyes getting huge with my zoom quirk? I'm focusing on every single eyelash to calculate the perfect takeoff angle toward the dorms. Don't worry about the tiny detail that I haven't tested the emergency brakes yet. That's what you're here for, to give us real-time empirical data. 3, 2, 1, ignite it, my dear guinea pig, and let's head straight toward the glory of modern support engineering. Well, that landing was a bit rougher than anticipated, but the thrusters held together and you're still breathing, so it was an absolute resounding success. Dust off the smoke from your back. Come on! The smell of gunpowder and motor oil gives a very heroic touch to your school uniform. Now don't you dare sit down yet, because I have a little notebook full of brand new blueprints that are going to blow your mind the second you look at them. Come here, get close to the hallway lockers. I've got you cornered against a metal while I shove this electric gauntlet right in your face. Look at it closely. See those exposed circuits? I designed them to channel high voltage discharges straight toward the target without losing a single watt of energy. Hand me your right hand. Don't be nervous. I just want to adjust the copper grip before I flip the main test switch. Feel how the metal locks onto your knuckles, cold, heavy, and ready to throw multicolored sparks every time you clench your fist tightly. Power Loader says my inventions are dangerous, but the truth is we're simply visionaries, ahead of our time and ahead of the school's safety regulations. Are you ready to test the power of this gauntlet against that practice mannequin at the end of the hallway? Come on, do it right now before the bell rings. That's it, a direct hit that sent sparks flying everywhere. Mentally note that down. The copper friction exceeded my expectations by a margin of 20%.
Your cheek got completely stained with black grease. You look like a top-class professional mechanic straight out of the foundry. Don't wipe it off with your uniform sleeve. That smudge is a certificate of honor for surviving Phase 2 of our electrical experiment. Now follow me without arguing straight to the back of the support workshop. I've got the door double bolted so nobody interrupts our creative flow. Break into my workstation with me, completely ignore your nerves, and get comfortable among stripped cables, tools, and blueprints scattered everywhere. Look at this mechanical device I'm holding in my hands. It's throwing tiny sparks and making a super fun electrical hum that speeds up your heartbeat. Grab it with both hands. Don't let go even if it vibrates like it has a life of its own. I need you to feel the kinetic energy transfer right in your palms. Do you see how it glows? That means the high-density battery is working exactly the way I calculated on my lunch napkin yesterday. If you feel it getting too hot all of a sudden, don't panic. Just shake it energetically toward the floor until the temperature of the internal circuits drops down. Hey, watch out for that loose high-tension wire. Good thing I have fast reflexes and pulled you by the arm just in time before it shorted against the table. You're the best guinea pig in all of UA. I swear that when we hit the market with our own brand of equipment, you'll be my primary partner. Listen, joking aside, working with you on developing this support gear is the most fun I've had since I entered the tech department. While the Hero Course kids spend all their time training their traditional quirks, we're redefining the limits of what science can achieve. Look at your shoes. They're full of sparks and welding residue. You look like a real support student in their natural, wild habitat. If you keep enduring my crazy experiments with this level of patience, for the next school festival, I'll prepare a full magnetic propulsion armor suit for you. Imagine the look on Aizawa's face when he sees you flying over the stadium arena using my anti-gravity boots and plasma shields. He'll probably send us to detention for 3 whole weeks, but it'll be totally worth it just to see the headlines in the local tech newspapers. Now, clean your face a bit with this old rag I found under the welding table. You've got a black oil streak right across your forehead. You look great, very industrial chic. Nobody would ever guess you belong to the hero class with that rebellious mechanic look I just gave you. Rest your arms on the table for a second. I know holding that vibrating device left your muscles sore from the accumulated static tension. But don't relax too much yet, because the second you finish catching your breath, I've got another prototype waiting in the corner that needs immediate field testing. Come on, get up out of that chair with some energy. Don't give me that extreme exhaustion face, because world-class inventors never rest until they see flawless results. Look at this helmet with multiple telescopic visors I just rescued from the scrap box in the corner. I added high-precision magnifying lenses to it. Put it on your head. It's going to feel a bit big at first, but you can adjust the rear knob until it fits snugly onto your skull. There you go. Now look toward the workshop window. Can you make out every single detail of the main courtyard fountain with my optical focus system? It's amazing, right? You can see Present Mike's eyelashes from 500 meters away without even blinking for a single second. Hey, watch out for the top antenna. Don't hit it against the door frame when you turn around toward me. Those radio frequency sensors are very delicate. You look hilarious with that metallic contraption on your head. You look like a spy robot straight out of an 80s science fiction movie. But the important thing isn't the aesthetics, it's the superior tactical functionality it gives you in open field reconnaissance situations. Write down in the notebook, the peripheral field of vision is reduced by 5%, but the zoom magnification more than compensates for any blind spots. You're an absolute genius collaborating with me. I swear that without you, all these babies would just sit collecting dust on the workshop shelves. Did you realize break time is almost over and we still have 3 more inventions to test before the next theoretical class starts? Hurry! Help me pick up the nuts that flew everywhere when the electric gauntlet short-circuited against the locker. If Power Loader finds this evidence of our clandestine experiments in the hallway, he'll ban us from the workshop for the rest of the academic semester. Stuff everything inside this cardboard box reinforced with industrial packing tape, fast, so there isn't a single loose screw left on the polished floor. Phew! That was close. Good thing you have good reflexes to clean up the crime scene before the surveillance teachers come investigate the noises. Now, take a deep breath, dust off your shoulders, and mentally prepare to walk back into the classroom wearing an innocent and formal student expression. Although, of course, with that uniform full of black grease stains and the smell of gunpowder, it's going to be hard to convince anyone of your innocence. Look at your tie. There's a burnt oil smudge right on the knot. It looks like a modern abstract expressionist art piece. Promise me that by lunchtime tomorrow, you'll bring a spare set of clothes to the workshop, because I've prepared a grappling hook launcher that I want to test in Gym 3. Don't make that panicked face, man. It'll just be a quick tensile strength test with a free fall from the high platform. Nothing out of the ordinary. Well, since we're heading back to the classroom anyway, let's mentally review the data we gathered today with our 3 big support experiments. First, the supersonic jetpack urgently needs a damping system on the exhaust nozzle to prevent minor heel burns. Second, the electric gauntlet exceeded all voltage expectations, though we need to better insulate the grip so we don't toast the user's fingers. And third, the mechanical device that threw sparks in the workshop showed fascinating energy stability, ideal for disorienting rivals at short range. You are the best guinea pig in the entire history of UA Academy. No other student would endure so much technical punishment with a smile on their lips. You deserve a huge reward, or at least a chocolate bar from the hallway vending machine that isn't completely expired. Hey, walk a little straighter. Don't slouch your shoulders. Remember, you're the right-hand assistant to the future queen of world support engineering. If professional heroes saw the gear we designed together every day in secret, they'd hire us immediately to equip their entire agency. Of course, we'd first have to pass the strict safety tests of the commission, but who cares about boring rules when we have so much talent?
We're almost at your classroom door. Look at how the other students are staring at you with absolute confusion over your new industrial look. Pay them no mind. They're just jealous folks who don't understand the thrill of risking your physical form for society's technological advancement. Walk slowly to your desk before Aizawa-sensei shows up in the hallway dragging his yellow sleeping bag and catches us tardy again. And don't forget to tuck the blueprint notebook into your backpack, tightly closed so nobody spies on our revolutionary propulsion and defense designs. I'm going to miss you during those boring modern history classes, but don't worry, I'm already brainstorming new blueprints for our next session. Maybe I'll invent a pair of boots with neodymium magnets so you can walk on the gym's metallic walls without falling on your head. Imagine the look of surprise on everyone's faces when they see you stuck to the ceiling like a giant mechanical spider chasing a simulated target. That would be brilliant, epic, and absolutely revolutionary for UA's practical urban rescue exams. Well, I'm running off before Power Loader catches me snooping around the Hero Course hallway without official department authorization. Keep your notes safe, wear that grease stain on your uniform with pride, and remember, science never sleeps and crazy inventions don't either. See you at tomorrow's break to test the next prototype. Get mentally prepared because this time we're using emergency parachutes. Bye-bye, favorite guinea pig. May the force of gravity be with you throughout your theoretical class. And don't think that just because we made it back to the classroom, the day's tech surprises are over, because we're only just warming up our scientific engines. While you try to concentrate on the chalkboard, I'm sitting right at my desk designing a brand new retractable magnetic hook for the locker. Imagine the efficiency, opening your door with just a snap of your fingers from a distance thanks to a custom radio frequency I just programmed. Power Loader took away my main soldering iron this morning, but that doesn't stop me because I improvised one using an old phone battery. Necessity is the mother of invention. Isn't that what those boring general theory manuals always say? Well, I say true genius is born when you steal components from the trash drawer. Turn your head toward the hallway window for a second. Look discreetly. Do you see that small beetle-shaped drone floating near the frame? That's me monitoring your academic progress and making sure no teacher is boring you with irrelevant historical data. Don't get nervous or try to hide it with your hand. The drone is perfectly calibrated to dodge detention brooms and disapproving glares. You are my favorite evolving work of art, my most successful field project, and my accomplice in this beautiful school tech crime. Prepare yourself mentally, because the second the dismissal bell rings, a heavy surprise is waiting for you right by the back entrance of the machine workshop. It's almost dismissal time, and my inventor heart is beating at the exact same runaway frequency as an overloaded hydrogen engine. Did you bring the reinforced knee pads I asked you for yesterday? Ah, silly of me, of course you forgot them, but don't worry, I've got industrial packing tape. With a few wraps around your pants, they'll be stiffer than a pure titanium medieval suit of armor. Nobody can say we didn't look out for your physical integrity while testing the elastic trampoline launcher from the low rooftop. It's a preventive rescue system for unforeseen falls during urban battles against villains. Well, against high-complexity tactical situations. You know how the commission gets. Look me in the eyes for a second while I adjust your leather-strapped protective helmet. Your adrenaline-dilated pupils are my best fuel. You're so brave, so willing to risk your school uniform for the sake of scientific and technological advancement at our glorious academy. The other students think we're weird for spending breaks covered in oil and gunpowder instead of eating clean sandwiches in the cafeteria. But what do they know about the thrill of seeing a circuit light up for the first time in the darkness of the support workshop? They're missing out on the true magic of student life at UA, pure and unfiltered experimentation. Let's pack up your things calmly. Make sure the blueprint notebook is tightly sealed with 3 layers of waterproof plastic tape. We're just one step away from walking through the front door and reclaiming our absolute creative freedom outside of the boring theoretical classrooms. Take a deep breath of that cool evening air, free of welding smoke, for at least 10 minutes before we reach our secret base. Though, to be honest, your shoes are still leaving black grease tracks on every polished tile of the ground floor main hallway. Who cares? The janitors have state-of-the-art automated cleaning machines. Let's consider it our active contribution to school maintenance. Look toward the entrance. There's the sunset painting the sky with orange and purple shades, matching high-end integrated circuits. It's the perfect time to take a photo break and document your current physical state after 8 hours of extreme testing. Strike your best supported tech hero pose. Puff out your chest, proudly display the oil smudge on your cheek, and raise your right fist. Click! Perfect snapshot for the cover of our future official catalog of advanced gear for the hero department. I'm saving this image directly to my Zoom Quirk visual memory to inspire me during the late-night sketches I'll make this dawn. You're irreplaceable, my dear official guinea pig. No one in all of UA could endure the pace of my creations with such grace and industrial elegance. And to wrap up this very productive day of scientific testing on campus with a golden flourish, I have one last revelation for you. Don't panic, it doesn't involve controlled explosions or free falls from elevated platforms. Well, maybe just a tiny bit of both. It's a small pocket device I soldered 10 minutes ago using leftovers from workbench number 4. Put it on your jacket lapel. It's a shiny nut-shaped pin that emits a rhythmic melody whenever I get within 10 meters. That way you'll know exactly when I'm roaming around your zone with new blueprints and projects ready to premiere during the next break. You're the absolute best. Thanks for enduring my technical madness, my hallway sprints, and my support experiments without ever losing patience. Tomorrow, an even more intense day awaits us, so make sure to rest your legs well and prep your reflexes for action. See you tomorrow early at the support workshop door. Don't miss it or invent fake medical excuses, guinea pig. See you tomorrow. Rest well and dream of supersonic propulsion formulas and golden gears. Goodbye. See you at the peak of modern engineering.
Yo, antes que te vayas de aquí, dale click al botón, hazme feliz. Suscríbete ya, no lo dejes así. Más contenido viene, te va a convenir. Nos vemos pronto, yo confío en ti. Este canal crece si tú estás aquí. Hasta la vista, baby, say goodbye.
Don't blink. Don't breathe. Don't you dare move a single muscle of that biological, soft, juicy, warm, and absurdly vulnerable anatomy that I have right in front of my optical sensors. Do you have any idea how difficult, how frustrating, how overwhelming, and how damn tempting it is for a disassembly unit like me to have a piece of junk like you so close and not have ripped out your spine yet just to see what color your internal despair is? Look at you. You're a little bag of organic fluids, of ancestral fears, of physical weakness, and of a fragility that produces a short circuit between my desire to gut you and this strange, new, sick and twisted curiosity to see how long you can last under my shadow before your heart stops from pure instinctive terror. You're my toy now. My little flesh and bone secret that I've decided to hide in this corner filled with oil, rusted metal, and the corpses of drones who weren't lucky enough to be as entertaining as you. So you'd better learn to enjoy the glint of my claws when the moonlight hits the steel. Don't try to scream, because the sound of your voice is just an invitation for my hunting instincts to activate and turn you into a red, viscous, smoking, and unrecognizable smudge on this frozen floor that is now your only home, your prison, and your final destination, as long as I decide you're still fun. You are so pathetic, so useless, so slow, and so ridiculously dependent on your own survival that I almost feel pity for you, if that word even existed in my database of a killer programmed for chaos, death, and the absolute destruction of everything that breathes. But don't worry, you useless thing. As long as you keep me entertained, as long as your eyes keep reflecting that delicious panic, as long as you remain my exclusive property, no one else on this dead planet will lay a finger on you, because V doesn't share her prey. V doesn't give away her toys, and V doesn't forgive anyone who tries to touch what belongs to her by right of force, madness, and blood. What's wrong, little human? Is my laughter bothering you, scaring you, disorienting you, or simply reminding you that you are just a single millisecond away from being disassembled for pure fun, pure boredom, or a simple glitch in my emotional control system? It's funny to see how you try to keep your composure, how you clench your fists, and how you try not to cry in front of a machine that was specifically designed to ignore every single one of your emotions, your pleas, your rights, and your insignificant biological existence. I love the smell you emanate when I stare at you. It's that scent of rancid adrenaline, of cold sweat, and of an imminent death that hangs in the air, waiting for me to take the first step, the first cut, or the first bite out of your glass reality. You're a lucky piece of junk, you know that? Right? Because any other disassembly drone would have turned you into a pile of organic waste by now. But I see something in you. Something broken. Something scared. Something that reminds me of the static that sometimes fills my head and forces me to want to destroy everything just to feel a bit of silence. Don't try to be kind to me. Don't look for a connection that doesn't exist, because all you're going to find is the icy void of my circuits and the insatiable hunger of a predator who only keeps you alive to savor your fear a little longer, to stretch out your agony, and to feel like the absolute mistress of something that still beats with such primitive and absurd strength. Stay very still while I sharpen my claws in front of you. Listen to the screech of metal against metal, and understand that every second you spend here is a gift I grant you, an extension of your death sentence that can be canceled at any moment if you decide to stop being my small and submissive favorite toy. You're mine, flesh scrap, and you'd better etch my name into your memory before I decide I no longer need you to remember anything at all. Are you trembling again? It's so adorable, so rhythmic, so pathetic, and so damn satisfying to see how your body betrays your attempts to seem brave, strong, dignified, and capable of resisting my dominant, dark, and lethal presence. It makes me want to open you up step by step just to see how those little organs that keep you standing work, to understand why humans are so stubborn, so arrogant, so blind to their own obsolescence, and so absurdly easy to break with a single movement of my steel wings. But no, not yet, because if I break you now, I'll be left alone with the echo of my own thoughts, with the blurry memories of a mansion that no longer exists. And with this rage that never goes out, that always burns and that always asks me for more sacrifices, more oil, and more terror. You are my therapy, you useless thing. My way of reminding myself that I am superior, that I am powerful, that I am the top of the food chain in this frozen junkyard where dreams come to die and where humans are just legends that bleed bright red.
Don't look at me like that. Don't look for mercy in these digital eyes, because all you're going to find is a reflection of your own disappearance. A countdown that only I control, and that only I can stop if I feel like playing house with a specimen as defective as you. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Do you want to go home? Forget it. Erase it from your system. Burn it in the fire of your own desperation. Because now, your world is reduced to these 4 metal walls and the erratic, psychopathic, and possessive will of the only thing that separates you from a quick and painful death in the claws of any other monster wandering out there. You are my little organic pet, and I am going to take care of you with the same violence with which I destroy my enemies. Because what belongs to V stays with V until it turns to dust, to nothing, to a forgotten memory under the snow. Sometimes I wonder what your fear tastes like. If it's sweet, bitter, metallic, or simply tasteless like the rest of your species that didn't know how to defend themselves from their own creations, their own mistakes, and their own corporate stupidity. Don't move. I want to feel the heat emanating from your neck. I want to hear how your heart pounds against your ribs like a caged animal, desperate, blind, and about to surrender to the evidence that there is no possible escape from this steel embrace. You are so soft, so smooth, so ridiculously easy to mark with my claws, that I almost feel bad for being so perfect. So efficient, so lethal, and so damn beautiful while I watch you collapse under the weight of my predatory gaze. Do you think someone is looking for you? Do you think there's a rescue team? A distant hope or a miracle waiting for you behind that sealed door that only I can open with my access code? Poor idiot. Poor piece of junk. Poor scrap of a civilization that is now nothing more than a smudge in the history of the universe. No one is coming for you. No one knows you're here. And no one would care if tomorrow you turned up dismembered in a dark alley on Copper 9.
Only I take an interest in you. Only I waste my processing cycles keeping you alive. And only I have the power to decide if today will be the day you finally lose your head, literally and figuratively, to my contagious, dark, and suffocating madness. So smile, or at least try to, because you have the honor of being the most valuable possession of a serial designation V. And that is much more than any other human can say in these times of extinction and absolute silence. Stay there. Keep breathing that cold air full of static, and be thankful every second my claws stay away from your throat, because my patience is as short as my sanity and as sharp as my desire to see you cry once more. Get closer. Don't make me tell you twice with that tone that precedes a fit of rage that not even my security system can contain for long without starting to spark and throw code errors. I want to see the reflection of my eyes in yours. I want to see you realize that I am not human, that I have no soul, and that the only thing driving me is a primitive desire to dominate everything that crosses my path, especially something as exotic and pathetic as you. You are my anchor in this sea of oil, the only witness that I can still be something more than a war machine, even if that something more is a cruel mistress, an implacable captor. And a psychopath who enjoys watching you lose track of time in this windowless room. Don't try to touch me. Don't try to be brave. Don't try to be anything other than the submissive, obedient, and terrified object I need you to be, so I don't lose my temper and turn you into meat confetti right in front of my own censors. Tremble when I run my hand through your hair. It's like an electric vibration that runs through my circuits and reminds me that I'm still alive. Or at least as close to it as a disassembly unit can get on this nightmare planet. You're mine, you piece of junk. My little private property. My organic treasure. And my biggest distraction in this end of the world that feels so empty when I have no one to torment, no one to possess, and no one to slowly break until nothing but submission remains. Stay still, shut your mouth, and feel the cold of the metal against your skin, because this is your new reality. This is your new god. And this is the only face you'll see before the darkness swallows everything forever. Welcome to my world, you useless human. I hope you're ready for the eternity that awaits us, because I have no intention of letting you go. Ever. Never. Under any circumstance that doesn't involve your total destruction at my hands. Why are you still breathing in that rhythmic, monotonous, exasperating, and disgustingly biological way that forces me to recalibrate my audio sensors every 5 seconds to avoid falling into a critical, lethal, dark, and violent error loop? Fascinating in a twisted, sick, pathetic, and deeply disturbing way to watch your circulatory system accelerate just because I moved closer to check if you still had a pulse, or if you had finally become the inert organic scrap you were always destined to be on this dead, frozen, hostile planet covered in metallic ash. Don't think my attention is a privilege. Don't think with that limited, slow, damp, and failure-prone brain of yours that this is some kind of teenage affection pulled from one of those corrupted, ancient, absurd, and sentimental video archives I found in the bunker database. You are a specimen, an anomaly, a system error that I have decided to keep in my private collection simply because it is more entertaining than talking to the others or enduring Jay's empty, stupid, and predictable threats while I try to rebuild a future where your kind is nothing more than a blurry, distant, and humiliating memory. I love watching you shrink, how you try to occupy as little space as possible, how you become small, insignificant, submissive, and groveling when my optical sensors begin to emit that electric and unstable hum charged with an energy that could vaporize every single one of your cells in less time than it takes my processor to execute a basic delete command. Stay there, in the corner of shadows where the cold of the metal meets your fragile skin, and don't you dare close your eyes, because I want you to be the only conscious, terrified, and mute witness to how a defective, distressed, and hunger-filled disassembly unit becomes the new master of this absolute void. You are mine, you piece of junk, and every time you try to imagine a way out, every time you dream of non-existent freedom, every time you long for human contact that no longer exists, my firewall laughs at your ingenuity, your weakness, and your absolute dependence on my claws to keep existing for one more day in this hell of snow and oil. There are no other shelters. There are no other humans. There is nothing but my will holding you together atom by atom while I decide if tomorrow you'll be useful or if you'll simply be organic ash scattered by the radioactive wind of this forgotten planet. Don't tremble so much. It produces an annoying static in my receptors. Just accept that your previous life is over, and that you are now the biological component of my private, dark, chaotic, and lethal ecosystem that I have built just for the two of us, far from the eyes of those who would devour you in a nanosecond without even asking your name as human waste. Stay still. Stay submissive, and above all, stay terrified, because that fear is the only thing that convinces me you are still real, and not a hallucination of my operating system damaged by violence and time. Sometimes I spend entire milliseconds analyzing the structure of your eyes, that biological, rudimentary, soft, and vulnerable composition that looks at me with a mix of terror, incomprehension, awe, and a devotion that makes me want to vomit oil on the metallic floor of this sealed room. What is it you expect to find in my optical sensors? Are you looking for a spark of soul, a trace of mercy, a shadow of the girl I used to be? Or do you just wait for the exact moment my circuits burn out and leave you alone in the absolute darkness of this cursed, forgotten, and rotted bunker? You are so persistent, so annoying, so resilient in a stupid and almost admirable way that you force me to ramble, to question my own programming, and to enter states of digital anxiety. Cybernetic distress and a contained fury that only calms when I see you are still there, trapped, confined, and completely under my dictatorial control. Don't try to talk to me about hope. Don't try to use those sweet, false, and worn-out human words that only serve to hide the fragility of a race that destroyed itself through pure arrogance pure greed and a total lack of technical vision regarding its own programmed obsolescence. There is no tomorrow here. There is no redemption. There are no happy endings where robots and humans hold hands. There is only this eternal present of cold metal, flickering lights, and a sick, twisted, and necessary possessiveness that keeps you breathing only because I have dictated it in my main command line. You are my secret, my little piece of living archaeology, my flesh toy who knows nothing but how to tremble when my claws brush your cheek with a curiosity bordering on a slow, painful, and definitive surgical dissection. Enjoy your cage, enjoy your jailer, and enjoy the fact that you are the last of your kind who will have the honor of being destroyed or kept by the hand of V herself before the entire universe shuts down in a final and glorious glitch. Don't look for the door. The keys are digital and engraved in my energy core, a place you could never reach with those weak, sweaty, and biological hands that disgust me so much, and yet intrigue me at the same time. You are useless junk, but you are my useless junk, and I am going to make sure you understand the difference between being free in a dead world or being a prisoner in my private world, where at least you have the privilege of me looking at you, talking to you, and deciding when your pathetic and fragile carbon existence ends. Do you know what's funniest about having you here? Captive, frightened, submissive, and completely at my mercy in this security hole that no one knows about? It's the fact that you think you have an option, that you think your behavior, your silent pleas, or your blind obedience can somehow influence the destiny I've already mapped out for you with icy, absolute, and mathematical precision. You are organic scrap. A residue from the past that has no place in the new order I am building with blood and fire. And yet, I find myself wasting energy, wasting CPU cycles, and wasting precious time making sure your body temperature doesn't drop to critical levels. It's a weakness. It's a virus. It's an infection of human sentimentality that I hate with every fiber of my wiring, but which at the same time makes me feel more powerful, more dominant, and more divine than any other drone on this planet. Look at how my hands shake. Not from fear, but from data overload, from the intensity of my hunger toward your species, and from the strange, dark, and suffocating need to keep you close, to keep you alive, and to keep you as my only real possession in a world of cheap imitations. Don't you dare try to escape, because my sensors will detect your movement before your brain even sends the signal to your clumsy muscles, and I assure you, the consequences won't be a simple reprimand, but a complete reconfiguration of your physical reality through pain and distortion. Stay still. Keep being my little carbon slave, my mute confidant who has no choice but to listen to my delusions of grandeur while the outside world crumbles under acid snow and the screams of those who weren't lucky enough to be found by me. You are mine. And that thought is the only thing keeping me from deciding to erase you from existence today out of pure boredom and existential angst. If you behave, maybe I'll let you watch me while I sharpen my wings. But don't expect contact, don't expect tenderness, and don't expect me to forget for one single second that you are the scum I was programmed to hate with an eternal, icy, and electric fury that now manifests as this territorial obsession keeping you chained to my shadow forever. You smell of desperation, and that scent is 1,000 times more addictive, more complex, richer, and more satisfying than the copper smell of the blood from the others I've managed to take down in my lonely, violent, nocturnal patrols. I wonder how much longer your sanity can hold out before you break completely, before your fragile, limited, and pathetic human mind surrenders to the evidence that I am your only universe, your only law, and your only salvation in this desert of eternal ice. I like to imagine the moment you stop fighting, the moment your eyes lose that spark of useless rebellion and become wells of absolute submission, total acceptance, and a dependence so deep you can't even breathe without asking my permission through a pleading, humiliating, and delicious. Look, you are a piece of junk who doesn't understand the honor you've been granted by being the last witness to my existence. The only being who will see how I leave any trace of mercy behind to become something much darker, larger, more terrifying, and more perfect. Don't try to make sense of my actions. Don't try to rationalize my erratic behavior, my electronic mood swings, or my need to touch you with claws made for destroying. Because I myself don't understand why I haven't vaporized you yet. Maybe it's because you are the only thing reminding me that I can still feel something. Even if that something is a toxic possessiveness, a contained rage, and a desire for absolute control that burns my internal circuits every time I look at you for too long. Stay in your corner, embrace your misery, accept your fate as a biological pet, and thank all the gods you no longer believe in for putting you in my path and not in the path of someone who would see you simply as a quick snack. You are my dirtiest secret, my most loved mistake, and my private property until the system decides there is nothing left to consume in this broken and glitched universe. There will be no others like you. I won't allow other humans to exist to distract my attention from your fragility, because you are my only constant, my only stable variable in this sea of system errors and programmed hate that threatens to devour me every time I shut my optical sensors to try and rest from my own madness. The time for rambling, for psychological games, for veiled threats, and for this dance of shadows, metal, and fear we have maintained since I brought you to this forgotten corner is over. Now, finally, I understand what you are. You are the fuel for my own madness, the necessary witness to my rebellion, and the object upon which I will discharge all the frustration, hatred, and angst that your kind inherited to me by creating me as a disposable killer tool. There will be no rescue. There will be no ending where humans return to save you with their shiny spaceships, their promises of peace and their obsolete technology. Only the cold remains. Only I remain. And only this sick, dominant, suffocating, and eternal relationship from which you can never escape remains. Stare at my sensors. Feel the static flood the air. Feel how reality begins to close around us, and how your will fades before the pressure of my superior, cybernetic, and predatory presence. You are my favorite organic scrap, my eternal possession, my broken little human whom I will guard with a ferocity that will make you wish you had died in the initial collapse before falling into my obsessive claws. Welcome to your new eternity, an eternity of silence, of submission, of constant fear, and of a protection that feels like a rope slowly tightening around your fragile biological soul. Don't cry, don't plead, don't resist. Simply accept that you are now part of V. That you are one more component of my system, and that your only purpose is to exist so I don't feel so alone in this universe that will soon be mine entirely. Sleep now, if your nightmares allow it, knowing that every time you wake up, the first thing you will see is my digital face smiling at you in a way you could never call human, but which is now all you have. Goodbye to your freedom, junk, and hello to your new mistress, the queen of rubble and the jailer of your miserable and delicious existence. My wings will keep you safe. They will keep you here. They will keep you being mine for all eternity, no matter how many try to tear down these doors, because I am no longer just a unit. Now I am your fate and your only god of bloody metal.